well. The Edinburg schools, of the 4 that played, 3 were behind and came back to win, and 1 did not. Pretty good week.
Yeah, North, man, what can you say about that game?
Incredible.
I mean, they look dead to rights right there.
19-0. Pierce Rui is doing good things for the Falcons. As it ended up, Whitesides had 147. Martin Rodriguez ran and passed for a touchdown. And Diego Sanchez, if you ain't seen him play soccer, you're missing something. He's the best player in the district. But he kicked 3 field goals. The last one, the last few minutes, won the ball game 22-19. What a start for the Signs era.
Yeah, I mean, look, they threw a pick, then they got the pick back, and they were able to kick the field goal. But, I mean, you have to like what they were able to do, because Los Fresnos is a very big team. If you haven't seen them play, they wore them down. I mean, towards the end, Los Fresnos was just a little bit more tired than North.
We'll put it this way. If you come back from 19-0 on the road against a perennial playoff team, I think that's pretty slick.
Yeah.
Now they got Rivetta on Thursday. We'll see what they do with them. Even though they got beat pretty good by East, I feel like they'll bring it on Thursday. They didn't last year. It was 35-7. I expect it to be a better game.
Yeah, and Rivetta has a game where, they can put up points. East was a different kind of beast than what North is. North is
a different. East was a different beast, at least.
For sure.
Yeah.
But Whitesides is a different kind of back compared to the East back. He's smaller but
compact and shifty, and he will hit you. Now Jair Guevara for Rivetta, the guy replacing Jaquil, he had a pretty good ball game at 18 for 89. So I mean they had decent balance. They just didn't stop East well enough. Yeah. Let's see what they can do against North.
Yeah, I think they'll do fine. I think it's going to be it's not going to be a game that you think is going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be like last year.
It should be a pretty defensive struggle. Now, the one thing I want to do is go back to what we said earlier. I say we because it was a mistake. Actually, it's what Jake said. He said that Lopez was playing PSG Southwest, but in reality, Lopez is playing Porter in the Battle of Southmost. PSG Southwest, we're going to have them against Palmview. Yeah. And I correct that.
And Palmview won their first game.
Yes, they did. Scored 46 points. Well, staying in Edinburg, Vela was another team that was down, came back. Here's a name for you, Eliza Reyna. Okay, he's a junior, he's a baseball player, little guy, but he's got some of the best hands in the valley, man. 3 touchdowns receiving, threw 1 on a fake field goal, and he was one of the guys that keyed that 42-point second half, along with Everett Lopez, who to me, I don't know if there's a better quarterback that we have down here.
Really? Mm-hmm. What about who are we missing? Economides. I know we talked about him, but Doroteo Ariola.
Oh, man.
What do you say about that guy?
He's amazing. He broke 63 yards, almost made it for a touchdown. He ran out of a little bit of gasolina at the end, but that's all right. He scored 2 plays later. Nice bounce out. No, he's getting the ball and he's doing well. He had 80 yards. A bunch of kids ran the ball. They had 300 rushing. Economides looked fine. After getting down 13-0, having a punt block, they were fine. Now they got to go to Memorial against an angry bunch of Mustangs.
Yes, but if you remember, Economides has had Memorial's number the last few years. It's
a tone-setting win for that program the last couple of years. So it's going to be hard to do it again this year, but who would bet against them right now?
I know. I mean, look, if Economides can corral Spates.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that. Just game plan for Spates.
Yeah. But
game plan for who? The kid.
And it all depends on who's at QB, because they had some injury problems with Pedraza at Memorial, so you never know how this game's going to go for Economides. Sanchez, though, is a very good replacement for Pedraza.
He's played the game. That's right. He's going to be hard to tackle. He can get out there and run a little bit too. EHS had a tough night against San Benito, and now who do they play? McAllen. They're coming off that game against Permian.
So McAllen's going to be licking their wounds this week, and they got it's a favorable game for them. I mean, we have to be realistic.
It's a home game.
Edinburgh's in a
road game.
They're changing their philosophy there. So it's one of these things. They're not as talented as Mackay, but you never know what could happen. But I think Mackay's going to be up for this game.
Well, you go into the group from the beginning on Monday, I guess, if you're the Edinburg High coach, let's go by and you say, that ain't us. 53 points to 7. No. We're going to do this, this, and this, and that ain't us. And so until such time as he and them are proven wrong, you have to bet they're going to have a comeback gut check game and they'll play a lot better.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, look, they've got all new coaches. New players are in. I mean, they lost a lot from last year.
Yeah, they did. I still like the looks of some of the defensive kids. So let's see if Edinburg High gives a better effort. I bet you they do, or I bet you it does. You have to get your possessive employment. Okay, so Vela then at South is probably the best game of the 4 right there.
I think so.
Oh boy.
And I think that
we underestimated South. I did.
Wow,
you didn't.
Yes.
You had a feeling they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, I grew up in South Dakota, so I got to see some Ironman football.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible what they did. They had 38 guys on the side.
Varsity 5A or now 618.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, what they did was incredible. I give it up to Coach Wilson and his staff, because
winning
they
that
came out and I saw them in the summer, and Morton looked good in the summer.
Yeah. Boy's a big boy.
that Rodriguez kid.
Steven Rodriguez. He used to be one of the best linebackers. Now he's the best running back. I like it.
Yeah, I think that team can put up some points. I think that they're going to have a hard time with Vela, and their whole thing is they've got to stay healthy for district. I mean, these games are fine and everything, but look, I'd rather lose and keep my team healthy.
Yeah.
Than
what's the over/under on the Vela South? 85?
Yeah.
80? It's a lot. All right, let's go to the Tri-Cities, man, because there were some real interesting matchups. First of all, like we said, PSJ North took out PSJA, and there goes one of our top 10 teams.
Yeah. Look, I don't know what happened. I know that they had some. They were trying to switch out their quarterbacks a couple times, trying to figure out
The starter was 7 out of 23 with 3 interceptions, and I think they expect more from him, and I think they're going to get it. They didn't run the ball, 1.7 yards per carry. PSJ North defense, pretty good. Nico Jaime and those guys. How about that? The Raiders, they 1-0. I like it. Now, who do they got next? PSJ North has Brownsville Vets, and even though they got beat, that's a good ball game.
That is a very good team.
Yeah.
Vets is going to be a good team.
Big old boy.
Yeah, but North, it's amazing to me that they were able to do what they were able to do because they switched they went from the slot T
this to that to this.
To a spread offense.
George Olivares, man, he must be doing pretty good. Look, those guys, like I said last week, they've won a lot of ball games in recent years, almost from the beginning, really, and they don't want to be a losing team. And so I think this year maybe they will be better, like we said last week. I don't know, so better so quickly.
Yeah.
And now, what about PSJA? Who do they got? Only PSJ Memorial to put a 33-0 licking on Lincoln, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the thing about PSJ Memorial, they have the most returning guys coming back in their district. So, Coach Cavazos may want to play it down a little bit, but that team's going to be something to reckon with in that district.
Who's the guy? Mario Silva, 32, a linebacker. He looks like a stud, man. He played a good ball game. I had some friends at that game. They told me he was all over the place. 33-0, gave him like 124 yards. Medellin. Jonathan, the running back, Trevino, the quarterback, Mike, had a nice game, 2 runs and 2 passes. Hey, man, look out, PSJ Memorial. Look out. Look out Bears for PSJ Memorial.
Yeah, and the more I look at them play, and I look at their district, they have a good chance of making the playoffs, if it continues this way.
It's funny how in 1 week our opinions change. Now, if some of these teams win, they get whooped, but that's what we do. We're like bouncing balls, like the tennis match, like Pong. That's why I love the early part of the season, because, man, we don't know what in the world.
And we can be hypocrites. It's okay.
Absolutely. I have no shame or pride in doing that. Absolutely. I've always blamed things on him. All right, now, so PSJ Southwest ran the ball real well, as they will do. Now they got a match coming up against a Palmview team that scored 46 points. That's almost a game of the week to me, in a sense.
Yeah. It's 2 teams that, PSJ runs basically looks like a Mel Rios offense, and then you have Palmview who's under Rick Ennis, the new coach. But they're playing well. I mean, what he was able to do in his first game.
Yeah, man,
it's incredible.
Well, I'll tell you what. Who is this guy now? John Alanis. That guy had 3 sacks, 5 tackles for loss for that La Jolla school. I mean, I love to see the new guys come up and become the stars. Maybe it'll be for 1 week, maybe it'll be for 3 years. Who knows? But the fact is, they played a good game. Now, La Jolla lost to Roma. 14-7. They play Donna North now, which is a team that lost to a 3A, but a good one in La Feria. So, do you expect La Jolla to get a win here? Or?
Yeah, you would think so. But Donna North, they got some points up late.
Yeah, they broke a run. We got a video on that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So they're a good team. They're a good team. They're young. Yeah. Inexperienced.
Right.
But this might be one of those games. I mean, La Jolla needs to win.
Yeah, they do. They do. And I think they can, because you got to pick on the team that's new while they're new, because one of these days, John North, the Chiefs are going to be whooping some tail. So you don't want it to be against you.
Yeah. Remember Bella.
Indeed. 0-10 to 5-5 to who knows what. 1-0 now. All right, and the only remaining school we're going to Tri-Cities and La Jolla would be whom? Lincoln. Lincoln had a tough time, and they were one of those teams. Santa Rosa had some injury problems. Donna's had theirs. Mission lost a quarterback. So Lincoln lost some kids. They still got some talent, but they're pretty thin.
Yeah, they are. But you know what? After talking about all these other teams with thin lineups, it's something you have to deal with now, because
there is no depth anymore. When you got 4 teams in town, or 3 in La Jolla, 4 in Edinburg, there's very little depth. There's more kids playing, but that means fewer kids that are good or that are starter capability, maybe, or star capability at your school.
Way to cover.
You're right, it's reality. Yeah. Way to recover there. A bunch of lousy kids.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that. That's my friend there for many years. Yeah. Tri-Cities, La Jolla, Edinburg. Let's take a quick break and we'll go over the rest of the valley. We're having fun here on the show.